Birdie Fishy back again for another, oh darn it, Blender special. And didn't mean to delete that, but we'll just make a new cube. So I'm just going to size things. You don't have to if you're not using Unreal. If you're using Unity or something, I don't know what the process is there. Could be the same, could be different. I'll just let you know I'm sizing for Unreal. So follow along if you should, and don't if you shouldn't. And I sound a little sniffly. I just got back in from outside and it is snowing like crazy where I live. And I've been doing it all day. I'm wiped right out. I'm so tired. Alright, Control B first right off. We'll add some bevels and then we'll redo it. Sorry, that was Tab to get into this mode, then Control B. So now we will undo it. I've added 6 bevels to it. And I'm probably going to just change the edges. And we'll go as even as we possibly can, trying to get these squares as close to the same size as we can. Something like that. And the reason being is when you color it, you have less texture issues. The more segments or you would have added there, it would have made it even smoother. But this is good enough. I'm in low poly games. I'm just a beginner, so if you like to make it a little more intricate, feel free to add some or do whatever you need to do. So to start, we're going to take this shape and maybe we'll just duplicate it this time, for we just have a blank clean one on the side to work with after, okay? So we're going to make it more of a head shape by just doing the obvious and just kind of something like that. Looks pretty good to me. Maybe I'll just move that hair out. I don't want it to get in my way when I'm trying to look at things. And have enough room to slip it in again. So, maybe we'll just start this way. We'll do his head. For once, I'll start backwards. And we're making an elf, if you don't know. I imagine you know by the description, though. Shift D to copy. I'm just going to slip this out, and S to shrink it down. Something like that. Then I'm just going to make this a little bit flatter. And we're going to pump it out here. Just move it out like that until it's just on the edge. And maybe a little bit smaller again. Just trying to get a nice eye shape. We're going to do just a basic eye. That looks pretty good to me. So I'm going to shift left click the one behind it and Control J. And now we have an eyeball. Should be easy enough to color it. So maybe we'll just leave it like this. We'll S to shrink it down. Okay. It's just a little easier to work on when it's bigger like that. I won't say that joke. So we'll move it over to the one side and slip it right in. I'm on fire today. And we're just going to find the right angle to turn it on a 15-degree angle. That is not it, so we will go back to 0 there. I think it's the middle one. It is not, it's the bottom one. Something like this. Maybe go a little farther over. Actually, we're just going to have to change the angle because I think we are far enough over. So let's try 25. And it's a little out at the top, so maybe we'll move it down a little bit. Out a little bit. It's a little weird. Try to flatten it a little bit maybe. Make it a little smaller. Try lining it out. Still looks like it's just off on the angle now. It looks around the right size though, and you're just going to have to mess with it until you get it just right. Let's see what a little more does. That's too much. So let's try 20. 15 might have been right. Looks pretty good to me. So maybe you want to just, I think it was the top one. We'll just do like a 5. No, that's the wrong one too. Just middle one. No, -5. Alright, something like that. Maybe -10. Something like that. It just makes the eye look a little better because it's kind of sitting in there better. And we could spin it a bit if we need to move the actual eyeball towards the middle more. But let's see how it looks. Let's Shift D, and we will figure out, I think it's this one. Oops. We'll add a minus, hopefully. And so we will have to change this angle to -15. Should be the same on either side. He's doing a little bit of a Cookie Monster thing, but that's alright. He's supposed to be a silly elf anyways. Could try pushing them a bit apart like this, but wouldn't recommend moving them too much. So again, it's going to be an elf plushie, so it doesn't have to be exact either. It could be a little silly. Go ahead and make a nose for this guy, which also may be a little silly. Let's go ahead and steal that shape actually. We'll just Shift D it and change to our arrows, drag it over, S it down, and spread her out, something like that. And maybe less than that, but I think you get the idea. Maybe we'll then do it like this, something like that. It's gonna have a little, I don't know what to call it, a wiener nose, I guess. Like a peeper nose, I don't know. Something like that. And we don't have to do this if you'd rather do a triangle nose. You could follow one of my other videos, but I'm just making a little plushie and I just kind of want to make them look cute. Little, I don't know, wiener nose anyways. Little cutie nose. And we'll work on a mouth next. I imagine we're going to have to give him a mouth hole, so we will make a cube, and then we'll take it out, shrink it down to around the right size, make some final adjustments here, and we'll use S to shrink that down, something like this, and then we'll make some other adjustments after. Let's just get them in place. So go to edit mode and we'll flip to this bottom face. Let's see if we could just do this easily, but we'll try, but I'm not exactly sure what we're going to do. I don't make a game plan, I don't practice it before I do it with you guys, I just jump in and do it, so try to bear with me and remember that, and there's no real plan, so if it's not going fast enough for you, I'm very sorry, but that's just kind of the way I work, and it's okay if you want to find a different video, but I hope you don't. Alright, so I made, with Control R, I made this little circle that or a little cut that goes all the way through. And I'm just going to use this to kind of angle his mouth to make it more of a smiley face and less of a crooked, awkward type thing. So then we'll drag that out a little bit, and we're just going to go to faces again up here. Grab that face, and we'll grab that face. We'll hit S. Shrink them right down, like that. Okay, this is going to be our mouth shape. And punch it in like that. And don't worry if it hangs out just a little bit. You need to have all your edges cleanly over. So make sure it's where you want it to be would be the biggest thing. Maybe you want to move that down and this down and this down maybe. Like that. Make more sense, I guess. Something like that. Find the right positioning either way. Take your time if you need to. And when you're ready, take this shape, shift left click this one after. You need to do the head after to make sure you minus the shape from the right side. That looks like a pretty friendly little face we made there. And we can go into this mode and we're just going to do a bit of coloring just to make this a little simpler, just because this mouth's lit up right now and then we don't have to grab inside of it after. So we're going to go plus, new, going to make a color, and we're going to go about there, and we're going to stop. And that's going to give us a skin color. And then we have his mouth highlighted. We're going to go plus, new, we're going to make his mouth a bit of a red color, like a pinky red. Somewhere in there. And again, these don't really matter, you're just assigning a color slot, but I like to kind of do them realistic. And the reason is that it kind of helps you with your design. You can kind of see what you're doing more. You can kind of see where it's going more to make sure you like what you're doing. Right? So let's move on. What's next? Maybe we'll do some eyebrows on this little handsome feller. Okay, so let's do one of these. I'll do one of these. And then we'll shrink it some more, but it'll shrink kind of more the shape we need it to shrink. Something like that. Alright, now we're going to go in edit mode. We're going to go up here, and I'm going to click there, and click there, and click there. Okay? Shift B. Oh, I'm so sorry. Control B. And stop when you're happy. Something like that. I'm going to stretch that out a little bit. And then we're going to S it again. And we're going to check how we look, I guess, in a second. To make sure we're not making the wrong size. But I think it's around the right size. Something like this. I'm going to wind it up a little bit. And you can stop wherever you like. We're going to probably have to angle them in like we did before. But we'll get it. Alright, let's check out our angles and we'll get this. That's wrong. Ooh, he's angry now. Minus 15, I guess. And we'll see about the other one. Probably this one. No. That looks a little better. Something like that. Doesn't have to be perfect. Just kind of has to look like it's in there. Looks pretty good to me. Move it around until you're happy. When you're happy. Perfect. Shift D it. And, oh. Uh-oh. I'm just going to take both of them and just move them out a hair. It was just the one texture was coming through. Then I'm just going to grab the one. And I think it was this one, but we'll find out. Yes, it was. And the opposite, so we'll do 15. And why is it not through? Minus 10 here. There we go. Alright, he's a friendly little feller. Let's do a hat maybe. Shift A. And we will do a cylinder. Let's move it up there. We'll push S a little bit. Just got to fit around his little head there. So maybe like that. As you can see, that just fits around his head. Maybe we'll change the shape just a hair before we get started. Like that. Alright. This will be the base of his hat anyways. So, just going to make it a little too big. About there, I guess. So, Shift D. I'm going to hit S and try to shrink it around the same size as his head. And then we're going to make it taller. Then we're going to take this shape, the inner one, and click the second one with shift click. Go to Object, Bool, and Difference. And there we have his hat. It's kind of hollowed out around his head. That's perfect. That's what we need. So, I'm going to make it a little thicker like that. Okay. And we got to make the top of the hat now. So we will Shift A. Going to make a cube for this one. Ew, a cube. And there's probably a better way to do this, but I don't know what it is. So we're going to go to Edit. Going to go Dissolve Edge. Alright. And then we're going to take this edge. Drag it back in the middle-ish. Like that. Yeah, I don't feel like this is the best way, that's for sure. Let's delete this. Or should we? Let's try. Let's see what we can get. And I wouldn't go too far, so maybe stop there. And we will, let's hit L over it, and then we will go to faces and unclick this bottom face. Control B. Yeah, it's kind of not making the right shape. Kind of looks more like a pylon than a hat. Let's see if we can fix it. It doesn't look too bad. I think we'll be able to use it. So we're making like a pointy elf hat anyways. You could do it with a cylinder, make the top really, really small, and then maybe put a little, maybe that's how we should have did it. Just thinking, should that be how I do it? Yeah, let's do it the other way. Sorry to change ways in the middle here, but I think we could do it better the other way. Sorry about that. So we're going to make a cylinder, and we're going to go into edit mode and grab the top face and just make it way smaller. So it's going to be better, I think, this way until it's barely there. And out of edit mode, we'll move it up a little bit, try to get it in the right proportions. So what we're going to do is S, shrink it down until it kind of fits on that hat. Like that, probably. That looks pretty good, and maybe we will, no, let's just leave it like that actually. Make it a little taller, but then we're going to move it up, Shift D it, move this down a little bit, hit S, and shrink it, but don't let that edge fall through. So you can have a thick hat, but you don't want to let that little edge fall through. Object, bool, difference. Okay. Now we will move that down. Until they're connected. Looks like they're connected now. Alright, we will take our main piece that we saved and we'll slide it over. Actually, we could just hit 0 here to make sure we're exactly symmetrical. And then S. Sorry, I thought I did something else by accident. I was just making sure. S until it fits. Okay. Move it down a little bit. So now we're going to attach our hat together. So we'll click that, we'll click that, we'll click that, Control J. Alright, he has a hat. Very, very nice. Looking pretty good. We'll control, sorry, we won't control. Let's grab his face pieces. And then his face, Control J. And then we'll grab his hat and attach that to his face, Control J. And I know the colors are off a little bit. We'll fix that. I guess we can fix it now, real quick. Okay, so this should be fairly easy. We'll go plus, new, and I'm just thinking about what we need to do. Okay, we need to go L over into edit mode. Oops. Go L over the eye, L over the eye, L over this. And we're going to make those white. Okay. And then we could do L over here, L over here. We'll go plus new, and we will make it black because that's going to be his eyeballs. You can also do his eyebrows black if you'd like. You could do them a different color if you prefer. Okay. Now we will go up here, and we don't want his hat to be skin colored, so we'll push L over that, and we'll push plus new, plus and new, and then we will make it red, like Santa Claus reddish, something like that, a sign. And then we'll go up here, and we'll click off that, push L over that, and we're gonna click on the white over here and a sign. I don't know if you should, I guess that's a little Santa hat. I don't know if it's supposed to be green. Make it whatever color you want. This is just assigning a color slot. Sorry, keep on hitting the wrong button. Now, as you can see, he looks pretty cute. Looks like a cute little guy there. We could Shift D, and we'll make his neck. And we'll just control the proportions and hide the edges that we don't want to be seen. Like this. When you're happy with it, make sure it's nice and even on the bottom where it's supposed to be. If you're happy again, we'll move forward by Shift D. Again, this is going to be a plushie, so it doesn't need to be a walking, talking NPC, so you can do whatever you want with the arms and legs and stuff like that. Just whatever works for you, I guess. Just kind of making a body shape, basically. Do it a little bit taller, obviously. A little fatter. Something like that. He's just an elf, he's not Santa, so... Oh, it's just a second. I'm sneezing. Just a second. Alright. Sorry about that. Again, I'm getting sick again. Oh, I don't know. This cold seems to be just going around in circles to everybody. Make a leg. Sorry again. Now I can't stop seasoning. And then we're going to hide it in his body for the most part. So I'll just kick it over a little bit like that. Maybe not so fat the one way. This, where we don't have issues with them being too close together. And let's move down and have a better look, making sure we're happy with it. I think we are. Maybe we'll move it up just a hair. It's kind of short too. So maybe we'll just do one of those. Shift D it when you're done. And we will add a minus here. And if you moved it and you want to cancel, it's right click, by the way. Sorry I didn't mention that sooner. Something like that. And we will Shift D. Just going to steal this piece for the arms. We'll just rearrange it. Now you can make them straight out if you want, like he's ready to hug somebody. You can make them up and down, whatever you need to do. You'd rather make them a bit different of a shape, but we're just basically making a doll, like a huggable doll. So Plushie's arms are typically pretty round. Just like that, basically. When you're happy with it. Oops. What just happened there? Something went wrong. Shift D. We will move it to the other side with minus. Okay. So that looks pretty good to me. I think I'm going to move his neck a little bit or shrink it a little bit. Something like that. This makes him stand out a little better. It's a pretty happy little guy, pretty happy little doll. Could probably do some stuff with the coloring to make him look a tad bit better. But I think we're pretty good in general. So let's grab that, and Control J. And we will we'll add that, and this is neck, that to his head, Control J. Now we got one big naked plushie doll. Perfect. And feel free to make your own little changes if you want to do it a bit different. That's perfectly fine. We can go into our coloring wheel. Maybe we'll do some of this coloring. Just going to go in edit mode, and you'll see everything's highlighted we just added. Just one at a time. I'm going to change some of these colors. I'm going to do new. We'll make a elfy kind of outfit if we can. Something like that. And we could do these, and it kind of makes it look like he's wearing more of a shirt, because then there's some like skin coming out of it. Something like that. And we could change those back to the original, like that. looks like he's wearing overalls or something, but you get the idea. If you want to try to change it up a little bit, that'd be the way I'd do it. Let's go back in here and let's do something else. Let's do this. Right down the middle. And maybe we'll stop there, because we're going to give him pants. And we're going to make that, is that white? Yeah. So make that one white so it looks like he has an undershirt on. Okay. And then we'll do this. Oops. And you can do yours different, obviously. If you don't like what I'm doing, just kind of use my example to make yours better, hopefully, and not worse. Alright, so it just kind of looks like he has a little shirt around it type thing. Looks pretty cute. Cool. So we'll right click, or control right click, control right click, control right click. And once you're done all the way around, we will go like that. And we have put a belt on him now. Perfect. It looks like he's wearing pants now. I'm pretty sure Elsa wear pants, so maybe we should fix these up a little bit. Why don't we make his legs green? So we'll click off everything. L over his leg, L over his leg, and we'll do green. Sign. Okay, now it looks like he's wearing pants. L over his arm, L over his arm, green. Perfect. Now, decide on a spot you want to be probably where his hand then. And we'll just do this. And I'm just holding the box and shift. Into box grab, you just grab your mouse and drag it out. Not hard at all. Those are hard to grab. Alright, so I'm going to do that, and maybe I'll just make that skin colored. Okay, looks like he's got a little thing. Maybe we'll give him a little glove or a hand. We'll see what happens. How far did I go? I think I went that far. If you grab extra, you could just shift unclick them. Not a big deal. Okay. Oops. Let's undo that to re-click them. I was clicked on the wrong one. And there we go. Perfect. So now he has little hands too. And he's looking pretty fly, dogs. Last thing I could think we could do for him is maybe we'll give him some little boots this time. Do our best anyways. I'm not the best at making feet and hands, just like in real life art. We'll do our best. So we're just going to scale it out like it would be a shoe as best as we can. Something like that. Okay, and then we'll go to edges. And so I guess we're going to round all of these. Something like that. I got an idea. I'll do this, maybe. Control B. Kind of works. I think we broke the fabric, though. We did. Broke the texture. Maybe we'll just leave them like this. It's just a plushie anyways. Oops. Make sure you stay on your axis, though. So shrink it down until it kind of fits right and make your adjustments accordingly. Obviously that's not the right size, so something like that. And again, it's a plushie, so it doesn't have to be an exact shoe or boot. We just need to kind of look like he's wearing a boot. Something like that. Make sure it's not coming through the bottom, which it is. And then when you're ready, make sure it's right on, centered on the foot too. Shift D it. And we'll add a minus. And there's the other side. Grab both, attach it to the guy, Control J. Alright. Now, into edit mode, we'll push L, L, and we'll go to our color, and we'll find black, and we will assign it. Alright, got our little elf plushie, and he's ready to hug, and he's got little boots and everything. He's pretty cute. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the video. Make sure you thumbs up. Make sure you subscribe for you can see more sweet videos just like this. And there should be a link to my game below if you'd like to show some support. You can check it out. It's on Steam. It's pretty fun. Lots of weird stuff like this thing in there. And alright, thanks for watching. Bye.